Okay, what it has is that pin in there. Let's get a light over there. See the pin in the back? That pin moves in and out through this electric magnet, pulls that in and out. And you see it's a double pin. There's a pin in here that goes into the electric magnet. Let's see, I'll use this as a pointer here. Right there. You can see it there. And then that connects to a flat piece of metal. It runs this way. And then on the center of that is a pin that comes out and goes to the cone. So there's a lot that can go wrong there, and especially since it had at one time some serious damage here. You could still see some yellow spots there. You can actually see light through those. That's just old Elmer's glue that somebody put in there, and I went over it with some cement that definitely helped seal that. But in the process of them fixing it, and see, you can see the light shining right through it. It's not a hole anymore. It's covered with Elmer's glue, and it probably was Elmer glued years ago, or who knows when. Somebody tried to fix the speaker that way. But that's okay. That's not where the sound is coming from. What the sound is coming from is actually this edge of the speaker, which goes all the way around. It has, it's just old. The paper is deteriorating, and it has that raspy sound because of that. Now, back in the 30s, people wouldn't have cared because they were using radio more to listen to news in the Depression time and stories. Music was not a big thing yet on the radio like it is today, so we care more about the quality of the sound than they did. But still, it should sound much better than this. And I'm sure it did when it was new. Finding one of these speakers would be too big of a challenge and cost quite a bit of money. And again, it would be 100 years old, you know. So I'm going to try to figure out a solution, and then we'll continue this video when I find something that works. Okay, here's what I found. I had some of this very soft and flexible nylon coated rubber. It's actually stretchy. My first thought was put it all the way around the rim and just kind of glue it on there, but I was like, nah, that's not a good idea. So I just put a piece in here, from here to here, and that's about the best I'm going to get it. I'm going to put a washer in here. This screw is extra long, so I'm going to put a washer in here which will help take some of the pressure off this side, because it's got a little bit more pressure on it than that side does. But here's what we got so far, and this is probably the best I'm going to get it sounding. You'll also get to hear some of the sensitivity. I went ahead and tuned the tuning capacitor a little bit on the antenna and the alignment side. So I'm all the way open now on the tuning capacitor, and there's not a lot of stations around me, so you'll only hear a couple, but you'll get an idea. The first one's already coming in, and I'm not even moving it yet. It's fully open, but I'm not there. Okay.
That's where the feminine hygiene product comes. This is NBC News. This isn't just like some obscure fringe outlet. This is NBC. So this is what they're talking about, and people are surprised Trump won the election.
Now that staticky electronic sound in the background
Cory Booker, bless
is probably...
He's just nosedived into the briny. All his presidential dreams have come to naught.
Just distortion in this area because I'm in my basement. But I'm going to keep going. You can hear it trying to pick something up there, too far away, and I'm just using a rinky-dink antenna, so.
Your vehicle. Front alignments and oil changes too. And special discounts
But you
for
see
police,
the
fire,
rattle is
EMT,
gone.
and military. 10% off up to $25.
This is Mary Catherine Tatum. Service and satisfaction.
And you
What
know,
we're
this is
selling
an
here.
antique. This is an antique 4-tube radio. It's not an All-American 5 or an All-American 6. It is super heterodyne, which is surprised me, but it's still an antique one. In fact, these diode tubes, you can almost not find them anymore. So you know, it's. This is shortly after they invented radio. I mean, there really wasn't no technology advancement at this point. It was amazing that they could even do this. So I'm going to keep going. Now, by the way, I'm on full volume, so
Indians basketball. We will follow
the
both
better
teams
the
at home and on the
signal,
road as girls coach Mark.
the louder the volume. These did not have automatic volume controls like later radios did. So closer stations are a lot louder than further stations. You constantly have to turn the volume up and down as you're tuning because they don't adjust to a common range. One thing I did notice on this radio is if it plays, the longer it plays, the better it sounds. You see, it's already sounding better.
Online at WNEGradio.com for all the play-by-play action. Stevens County will be on the road.
A lot of the
airtime 5:45 Tuesday. County's Sports Voice 93.1 FM at AM 630.
even some of the distortion, the electronic distortion,
Hello.
is clearing up as it plays.
Reminder from North Dakota Stevens County Public Library.
This is the audio amplifier here. That's the detector. And it's working fine. The tube's working okay. And this is the mixer for the antenna. It mixes the, it's an oscillator basically.
The college radio station.
Okay, so we'll continue.
93.1 FM.
There's another station there, but I can't quite get it. It's trying to pull in some stations. Now, that's a digital signal there. And that's interference. You can probably hear it. Hear it in the fluorescent light? That's what this is picking up. Right there. And throughout the band. Should let you see where I'm tuning here. That there. That's the same frequency as the fluorescent light. And that's some other interference. But there's a faraway station there. Again, fluorescent lights. There's a station there. So the sensitivity on the radio is actually not bad, considering it's called automatic tuned radio frequency receiver. It doesn't use IF cans. It's tuned by the capacitors here. So you can see how it picks up a signal when I even touch it, just from me being an antenna. The same as me doing that. And we're getting close to that channel. It's a local station, so when I touch it, it comes in really loud. There's another station.
I'm just kidding. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I've got twin cylinder engine. Will it fit on a zero?
See what I mean by a loud station comes in loud. It don't sound bad. It's a lot better than it did. Alright, I gotta get off that, or the copyright police will be knocking on my YouTube door. Okay, so it has some pickup. Can put the volume back up.
Right ahead, you're listening to the EIB network. There's more Rush coming up on North Georgia's News Talk, WDON. This is exact. Which song do you prefer? Here's a song. And a song from B. And the winner is A.
So I'm going to put it back in the case because this is the best I can do with it. Electrically, it's working fine. It's got some distortion, but, you know, short of changing everything, the tubes, the coils, the resistors, you're not going to get rid of all of that. It's just, it's an old antique radio. You know, all of the components are old, except for the new capacitors, which are, you know, I wouldn't play without them. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the case, and I'm sure that'll help it sound better. We'll listen to it again when I get it installed. Be back. Okay, the radio is back in its case. The little M is. So,
And Peter Noon, Herman Thomas of I'm Good, and there's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. And Ted Nugent of Cat Scratch Fever fame. So we got a little bit of the good time rock and roll there. We got a little bit of the.
well, can't leave it there. I'd like to hear it when they come in, but. You can see that little pin there, that's the channel selector. You can see what kind of sensitivity it has. Of course, that signal is too far away, and the next one's going to be too close. That's far away. Two stations coming in there. I can't even get between them because this one's too close to me. This one here. I'd have to turn the volume down to even get by it. Okay, and go by it again.
To the Ukraine. That doesn't, you know, there are aspects of all systems that are flawed, particularly.
Anyway, that's it. that's the best that I can do with this without actually changing the speaker and maybe changing some of the resistors that are a little bit out of tolerance, but they're not bad. And with the speaker the way it is, it doesn't make sense to actually do a lot to it. We got it planned. Sensitivity's great. It pulls in stations that are close, and I'll keep an eye out for a speaker for this Emerson. If I see one, I'll let the owner know. But right now, it's the best it can possibly be under the circumstances. But it sounds good, and for where it is, and the sensitivity is good. Takes a little while for it to heat up, but that's because it's a 4-tube set, and they're very antique tubes. You know, they're not going to come up fast. You hear that hum? That's my fluorescent lights.
I made this observation on the show a couple of weeks ago. Why on earth are the papers in America going on as they were about Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein? Why? All because he's eighth in line to a foreign throne. Who cares? I can't recall ever reading it. And
Again, the longer it plays, the better it sounds as those tubes heat up more and more.
keep the reindeer handy. Showers likely. Slight chance of thunderstorms. Mid-60s. South wind is 5 to 10. Then tonight, showers likely. Slight showers.
If you hear blank spots in this video, it's probably me having YouTube erase anything that anyone complains is copyright. It's not the radio, so bear that in mind.
To that BBC woman, Prince Andrew.
So, there we are. Thanks for watching my video. And please subscribe and like if you feel led to do so. Helps me keep my videos going. Thank you.